Although it's not a particularly sunny day today. In fact, it's supposed to be lots of rain. Where's my phone gone? Yeah, who needs it? Yeah, so lots of rain. Which is nice because the last couple of days have been crazy hot. Well, not really crazy hot. It's been like 30 maximum, but by Swedish standards, quite hot, although not as humid this time. The last time we had that mini heat wave like 2 weeks ago, it was incredibly humid. This time wasn't too bad. Anyway, so yes, Master of Command. We are playing as the Prussians. Speaking of which, I should enable the in-game sound. And now that YouTube has finished loading itself up, let's also go grab YouTube chats so I can see what you guys are saying. And then we'll do a quick recap of our army because it has been long enough that even I don't remember what's going on. In the meantime, I have been playing quite a lot of this game. I completed a full Swedish campaign, which was a lot of fun. They play very different from Prussia in that they get bonuses to charges, but penalties to morale, and they're also very slow moving. Particularly on the campaign maps, you have to kind of pick your battles very, very carefully. So I completed that one. I started one game, got to Act 3, decided I wanted to do it Iron Man. Did it Iron Man, got to Act 3 again, realised that I didn't have a hope in hell of fighting anything on that map, I was too weak. So then started again, this time going from 5 negatives to 3, managed to get all the way through and win. The last fight was actually quite decisive. The battles against the Marauders were quite close. The headquarters battle, though, not so much. And we're basically in that same position now. So we are Mordred von Viking. We did just suffer some pretty hefty casualties, including losing our star player, Carneater. So sorry, Carneater, I know you're already having a bad day, but in this game you're dead. So couldn't be worse than that. Then we did get Itzenplitz, so we've brought them in, Itzenplitz being one of the unique regiments. We also lost something else. Was it a cavalry unit? I think it might have been a cavalry unit. So we are 2 units short and also an officer short. We have 600 ducats. We're just under halfway through. We still have to defeat 2 forts, but we have done already all of the settlements, and I think we've already done all of the Marauder battles too. I'm just going to do a quick scroll around to double check. So there's a castle up there. There's an entrenched there. Castle... entrenched. So we still have 2 entrenched armies, 3 entrenched no, that's headquarters. 2 entrenched armies that we can fight against to get some experience. 3 entrenched armies. We do outnumber them fairly substantially. We have 18,000 men, which has got to be one of the biggest armies I think I've ever commanded. Which is actually bigger than their headquarters. The thing to know about these guys is the little squares underneath them shows how strong that unit is. 3 gold stars is extremely strong. They're going to have multiple gold level units, which I think are level 7 and up. I see these 8s are gold. The 9 is gold. So bronze, silver, gold. So they're going to have multiple of those, and then the headquarters is a 4 gold. So kind of scary. But we do need to fight them because we want to get some more experience for the rest of our army, because we do have a couple of units which have just been promoted. The other thing to double check is what achievements we're going for. So we're not Freikorps volunteers, that doesn't do anything. Win the campaign as Prussia, hopefully we can do that. Equip 8 regiments with ramrods at one time as Prussia. I'd like to be able to do that. But I feel like we've probably started that one too late. Have 8 regiments of Prussian grenadiers at one time as Prussia. We're definitely too late doing that. But that's fine, actually, because... oh, where is it? The Old Corps is the other, like, starting position. The Old Corps are grenadiers. So I think if we ever do a grenadier playthrough, we'll do it as the Old Corps. Win the campaign as Freikorps volunteers on Iron Man, we're not an Iron Man. Win the campaign as Old Corps on Iron Man, we're not Iron Man. 5 officers to max level, we did that before one died. Destroy 6 encamped armies during one playthrough as Prussia. That we are aiming for. And then win the campaign on Iron Man with 5 negative modifiers. So that's the one I was trying to do with Sweden. And I actually have got, like, most of the achievements of Sweden now, which is quite nice. So yeah, there's a couple of things that we're going to need to do, and then with Britain, I'm still... Have I just hit Act 3? Have I just hit Act 2? I think I've just hit Act 2. And it's going really easily. Like, Britain's army suits me. It's far more defensive, relies a lot more on firepower, although Britain's artillery is absolute garbage. Sweden's was poor. Britain's is even worse. And I do remember that Prussia's is also not amazing. At least they do have horse artillery, though, which neither Sweden nor Britain get. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility. Like, one thing I really do like about this game is how different the armies fight. They have very, very different compositions and, like, capabilities and abilities and stuff like that. Rain! Please send it to the UK, especially to Lancaster. I wish I could, although it's still not actually raining now. You know, I'm going to grab my phone so I can find what the forecast is. Because 2 days ago it was supposed to be, like, rainstorms all day, but I think it might not be anymore. There's actually barely any rain now. It's gone from 20 millimeters to 2. So, yes. Only Prussia has horse artillery. Oh, really? Interesting. One thing I did notice about France is they have an extra artillery piece per unit. So their tier 3 has 8 guns. So their field artillery has 8 guns. Their battalion artillery has 4, I think. So French artillery just has a lot of numbers. I haven't seen the Austrians yet, so I don't know about what their artillery is like. We've obviously got the horse artillery. Sweden and England have both got just field artillery, nothing particularly special. I know that there are differences in, like, accuracy and reload. The biggest stat for artillery is their accuracy. If you have an artillery unit with high accuracy, you will actually do a lot of damage. None of our units have particularly good accuracy, though, which might explain why artillery has kind of sucked. Because I think I actually had a lot better artillery in my Sweden game. Because really early on... Right, I did a Varvarde campaign, not a regular Sweden game. And they started with a tier 2 artillery piece, which was a good start. And then I managed to get some other pieces as well, which was quite nice. But my Swedish army was like 90% grenadiers. The other thing which I've basically started doing is just a rule now, is we don't have it active on here, but there is a setting where you can make all of the level ups require 1 level higher. I really like that setting. I've basically been playing every game since with that, just because it makes the progression just feel a bit smoother, because without that I feel like your units get to top tier really freaking fast, and you basically have a full army of just top tier units. With that setting, though, you have like 1 or 2 of them. Alright, so we need to get a new officer and 2 new regiments. Need to think about what those regiments should be. We have more than half of the year to play with, so I am okay with that. And then this guy's trying to run away from us, but I'm pretty sure that we were just about to go and murder you. So we've got our line infantry. These are the guys who hold the line. We've got our artillery. We've got the cavalry, led of course by Mahara's cuirassiers with his 70 close combat. And these guys are... These 3 are charged units. This one is not. Then we've got our veteran Jaegers. And we've got 1 veteran Jaeger and then 2 regular Jaegers. You're a Freikorps Jaeger. These are just Jaegers. Is that true? Yes. Right, because Fusilier before. And then the Veteran Jaeger goes Freikorps Jaeger, Veteran Jaeger. So these are our snipers. Currently using Delft muskets. I did change away from one of you being a carbine unit. I don't have carbines on my cavalry. Oh no, I have one carbine on my cavalry. And I've realised that actually equipping a cavalry with carbines is a bloody good idea. We should have all of them with carbines. Even if they don't tend to use them much, you still get that extra shot off when you do the charge. And they also do give extra combat bonuses, like this one gives an extra 2 close combat, basically just for having it. So yes, we should have them using carbines. And then we have veteran musketeers. .60 accuracy. Damn. He's a very good shot, so is Blue Kiwi. And then we have 2 veteran grenadiers. I think it was a grenadier unit I lost. Then Okea, who is just a regular musketeer, which I think I was trying to train up into being a grenadier. They, meanwhile, have got 6 cavalry units, 2 janissaries. Hungarian. These are all light infantry, so that's going to be one hell of a skirmish line. So I want to be pretty aggressive here. However, this is Poland, and their cavalry tend to be better than mine. So we don't want to be overly aggressive. Also, they have no artillery at all. Okie dokie. The faction I really want to try, which I might do after we finish with Prussia, is Austria. Light infantry and artillery feels interesting. One cool thing about Britain, actually, is they have loads and loads of dragoons who are decent shots. And what I've realised is that light infantry, or line infantry, can shoot through light infantry, and dragoons can shoot over the heads of everyone. So what you can do is you can have a light infantry, line infantry, dragoon line for basically triple the firepower. Another reason to use carbines, although then you want long-range ones, which are rare because carbines don't tend to be long-range. Okay, so they only have, oh no, they have a couple of high-level units over there, including a Magnate Cavalry. Another one I should play as, actually, is Poland-Lithuania, just so I know what the hell Magnate is. Like, in terms of hierarchy. That's one thing I've been struggling a bit with Poland, is knowing how good different units actually are. So we do have a town, so we probably want to be fighting over that. So I'm going to do my usual opening move of just doing this, so I can see precisely who I've deployed and who I haven't. One slight downside is these guys have no commander, so Mordred's basically going to have to be there, making sure that their morale is in place. I think that Itzenplitz will just be in the center. And because of how much charged units they have, I think what I'll do is have a grenadier on either side of you. And then we'll go for the lifeguards. Veteran muskets. We don't want to deploy too far on this side. And then another lifeguard over here, which is Stani's crew. And we'll have Okea basically being our river watch. And then we've got you. Now, Yazbox is actually Hussars, so we're going to have one shooting cavalry unit. We got the boss man, who's going to be just behind Itzenplitz. Then we have our three light infantry units, which with all of their cavalry we want to be a little bit careful with. But I think they're still going to deploy in the front. Another veteran musketeer, you can go over on that side. And then the artillery. Now, do we have any obvious artillery spots? Yes, we do. We have a hill right here. So we want you deploying, basically, right there. Okay. Immediately pause, grab the army, move you forwards. To... Off we go. And we're all in column formation, so we should be able to make pretty quick speed over the battlefield. Interesting facts about Itzenplitz. For you, they are IR-13, distinguished themselves in the Battle of Lothen and at Hochkirch. It suffers 820 casualties, were nicknamed Donner and Blitzen, Thunder and Lightning. General Itzenplitz himself was mortally wounded in the Battle of Kurzdorf. Interesting. I must admit, I know pretty much nothing about the battles and things of this era. I know they stood in lines and shot at each other. That's about it. I know that Grenadiers, despite the name, did use grenades, but were mostly just the big burly bayonet bastards. And I know that artillery became increasingly important. So more about the tactics than the strategic side. I think I played this scenario once in EU4 and was surprised that characters like Maria Theresa, Frederick the Great, Washington, Peter the Great? Maybe Catherine? I think it was Catherine. We're all around at this point. Okay, their armies are actually getting a lot closer than I am comfortable with. There's not a huge amount I can do about that. Our army is set up mostly for shooting, although we're not slouches in combat. Oh, because these guys are grenadiers. We could charge you, but I feel like that would be unwise. So let's put you into a firing line. Yeah, you're just going to be shot, so don't do that. These are also grenadiers. Unfortunately, my grenadiers are the fastest moving, which means I can be the first into danger. This has been a generally very poor deployment. Let's put our artillery here. Well, hopefully I won't get shot. Itzenplitz, meanwhile, has arrived, finally. Okay. You have specialist ammo. Just you. Unlimber. We do want to get up on the hill, eventually. But I need my infantry to get closer first. You're being charged. You are not very braced, so counter-charge. And you know what? Let's just hit this with everything I've got. Artillery is deployed. Do not fire at will. I want that unit dead. Oh, so you're actually on range. Yeah, fair enough. Then I want that unit dead. Alright, so we've got the line infantry over there. I think what we probably want to do is have them over on the left side and then basically use them to wrap around. So you guys get over there. Okay, their top-tier cavalry was sent packing because of the rather dramatic charge of my own. You guys are forming up. I want... Let's use you as a grenadier unit-ish. Want to charge them. Okay, so far we have done actually a pretty good job of repulsing their cavalry. I could potentially get you to break, and I think I'd like to. I have so little morale. about to charge until it's supported by Maharo. Good luck. Right. Have all of my cavalry here, so might as well use them. There's Box, you're actually Dragoons. Get back here and start shooting stuff. There being some packing. You too. Back off. Okay, you lot. Get up on the proper elevation. We're now in a safe enough position to do that. And then I think I might just have the three of you bombard the living daylights out of those Janissaries. Little Kiwi, back off. Alright, you guys, not you. You guys are now basically in position, so let's move you over here. X is suffering casualties, so let's just go kill the stuff that's fighting you right now. That's close combat infantry that we could charge down. These guys, meanwhile, have actually recovered. So let's have you two done. Shattered. Where is it? So I'll clean up this side of the battlefield. And I think that this is basically over. My infantry did nothing. And I don't think any of their units are recovering, so as soon as those Polish Janissaries are dead, we win. Grenadiers, as usual, got really badly beaten up. Nothing else really did, though. Remember, you can't use grape shot when your troops are in front. I had forgotten that, thank you. Shows you how much special ammo I've been using in the rest of my campaigns. So this fight was 100% carried by the cavalry. Although, to be honest, Hextax, you did alright. Beer rushes, excellent. Alright, so what do we need? Well, we do need to replace 2 units, and we're in the 3rd act, so these units are going to be expensive. So I'm thinking we take the money and the ammo. Alright, so we got some good quality land pattern guns, which I would say you can use. That's a massive upgrade for you. You're using Tula. Should rather use that. You're using land pattern, non-shipping, Tula. I think I'd actually prefer you to be using Tula. Tula has better close combat ability, Yon-shipping has better charge ability, and overall on Grenadiers, I think I value just the combat skill more. They don't need that impact as much as Cavalry does. And even on Cavalry, I think I've started using just combat more than charge skill. Peter the Great is long dead. He died in 1725. The Empress of Russia this time is Elizabeth, who's the second eldest daughter of Peter the Great. Okay. Then after Elizabeth was it Catherine? I could have sworn it was Catherine, Frederick, and Maria Theresa around at the same, and Washington. Okay, right, so we have cartridge box for infantry, which I think you can probably use. We've got the beer rations, which is melee and morale, which is usually something that these guys want. Heavy jackets for cavalry. Although you've already got it, so never mind. Right. Well, let's go here and see what troops they have available. So, Fry Infantry Jaeger and Freikorps Field Artillery. I don't think I want either of those. What am I looking for? Probably another Grenadier. Do I want a 4th Artillery? Not really. Probably another musketeer. Or cavalry. Cavalry is basically always useful. Especially, and this is something I've noticed in the late game of this game, which I don't particularly like, is enemy armies start slanting incredibly heavily towards cavalry and grenadiers, and every battle just descends into a slugfest, just close combat slugfest. Like, any of the strategy and stuff you had in Acts 1 and 2 is just gone. That's one thing I don't particularly like about this. Elizabeth dies during the war and Peter III comes to power and takes Russia out of the war, but Catherine the Great is his wife. Aha! So there was nobody here that I wanted to recruit. I want to go in the vague direction of the sieges. So there's one fort there, there's one fort there, there's one fort there. So I think generally we're down in the south. We want to avoid this because that attrition is nasty. You 14,000 against my 15. If I spend a day or two recovering, I could fight you. Are there any big cities around? Who would be the biggest? And these two. I'm looking for places that would have officer academies. Give them to you. I definitely do want to fight you. So I think what I'm going to do short term is we'll just go into drill stance, because drill stance has the higher replenishment. That'll do. Do 2 more days. Holy crap, that's a lot of high-level units. See, this is what I mean by them getting really high level. And they've got... how much artillery? 6 artillery. 6 cavalry. And these are all high-tier artillery because they all have bronze barrels. Musketeers, grenadiers... Musketeers, 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 grenadiers, foot guards. So actually this is not as much of a charge army with the exception of their cavalry. The problem is going to be their artillery. Because they're all bronze, they're actually going to do damage. That's a lot of high-level units. Flipping hell. Are you dead yet? I don't think so. You're one of the artillery, right? Yeah. You're probably one of the safest units. Until you're not. This is a nasty army. Six artillery and 6 cavalry. Because in armies that have this much artillery, usually what I like to do is just try to punch through their lines and take it out. But with 4 cavalry against their 6, and this is Poland and Lithuania, so their cavalry is better than mine. I'm not going to be able to do that. I think we're just going to have to kind of weather this storm. I might need to somewhat risk my light infantry to just take the artillery damage, and hopefully the cavalry doesn't charge us while I'm doing it. Weather than bombardment. Have you learned to hit things? Oh no. That would be asking too much. Oh, fantastic. Look how much cover there is. There's some here, but artillery up there. And continue the line across here. This is really where the front line would be. So maybe we deploy back a little here. Yeah, I think we do. Do any of you have entrenchments? You have anti-cavalry entrenchments. You don't have emplacements. Bugger! Cover effectiveness in forests. So you guys are better in woods. Of which there is not much. I'm not sure about this one. I think this is going to be a very bloody fight. Our infantry isn't terrible either, they're all really high level. Polish artillery is a 6-gun battery. Lithuanian's only a 5. Magnate is only a 4. They have 6-pounder, 12-pounder, 8-pounder, 12-pounder. Not very accurate. Unfortunately, bronze are just more accurate, though. 15 accuracy, 15 accuracy, 25, 25, 15, 25, 30. They pound Lycorns. They're actually quite a good gun. This over here is definitely our best defensive line. I think that's where I have to put these guys. Oops. You're about to get shot up. I apologise in advance. Then we're going to need the grenadiers to make sure you don't get cavalry charged, and we're going to need the cavalry over there as well, just to make sure you don't get charged. Then I think what we do is we put Itz and Plitz kind of here in the middle. Maybe with Okaya guarding your flank. And then lifeguards, veteran muskets, Mordred probably we need it over there, and then the artillery is just going to be here in the centre. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Fast are you? 93. Not charging 93. Wow. Turns out McNasty's Don Cossacks are pretty freaking fast. Officer radius, off your radius, and officer death chance. I think that is actually one of the weakest doctrines, so that's good for us. Although it does mean that they're going to be really resilient. But with them being as high level as they are, I kind of expected that. This is going to be a pretty brutal fight, to be honest. Let's get you into cover. Who of you has the longest range? Knight, and you're on the right, so that's fine. So they are advancing. Now the reason I've been so aggressive about this, because I'm hoping that it suckers their artillery in trying to shoot you. We have you guys just behind the hill, so I can run forwards and take the hill, so we get the elevation bonuses. You are going to be out of range for a long time. Bronze guns have significantly more range than you do. And let's put you guys in here, so I can rush you forwards if I absolutely need to if you guys get attacked. And hopefully you're far enough behind that any bouncing artillery shells will miss you. And now to see if they think that they actually have range superiority over us. Because either they will sit back and bombard us, or they will continue to advance. They are continuing to advance. Ah, bugger! They didn't fall for it. What's the most dangerous thing here? Probably these yourselves. 41 kills. With grape shot at that range, with full elevation bonus. Oh! Oh dear. Grenadiers, that's a bit dangerous. Let's move you two forwards. Alright then, it's in blitz. Let's go to a 3 width. 4 width to cover that. And you're now blocked, so I think I'm just going to go to round shot and continue blasting those hussars, because screw cavalry. Go, yes. Haha! Have grenadier, you bastards! Them. Thank you. Where's the boss? I'm gonna need you over here. Mastani's not looking too hot. They ran. Do either of you have guns? No. You do. Alright, Mastani is pulled back, which is not ideal. Those are grenadiers. Up again. This time I will counter attack your pass. Now this is where I stood. Mordred, what are you doing? This is where I start seeing a couple of opportunities. Now, where was it Mastani fell from? It was no, Mastani held. Oh, you legend! You're being charged by foot guards. That's not looking amazing. Mordred. That's not Mordred. Even you. No plan. Yeah, I'm seeing the opportunity. And in my experience, when you start seeing opportunities... No, you're charging me there. I didn't actually see that unit. That's fine, there's a gap right there. Through there. Through there. They're retreating, and this time I will chase you down. And you are going to charge them in the flank. And then you two are now basically freed up. Come over here. Those Polish hussars, meanwhile, are actually almost dead from just the artillery. Shattered. Fantastic. Shattered. Their top unit defeated entirely by artillery. Don't see that very often. Actually, you know what? Those are infinitely more dangerous because they're actually up on elevation. Meanwhile, we've actually won this side. This is going way better than I expected. Something must be wrong. You're about to be hit by the Lithuanian veterans. I don't really have anything nearby that can help you. Run! No, seriously, run. You two. You probably want to run. McNasty? No! Oh, it's the cavalry. Yeah, understandable. Carry on. Shattered. Fuck. Oh, they reload. Backing off. Actually, what's my artillery shooting at right now? Long range, hit that. No! Killed! Ah, bugger! That's my super elite cavalry commander. Ugh. That sucks. That really sucks. That's a big loss. Whoa, what are you doing back here? Who's left? Hey. And yes, box. You're actually running. In range. Make sure he doesn't come back. Yes! That's what I was hoping. Maximum firepower from my most dangerous ranged unit. Zzz. What the... how? Macho? Shoot that! Hey! Oof. Very annoyed about losing him. And I really hope this doesn't mean we've lost Maharo. That would be an extremely bad loss, because that's easily my elite cavalry. That would then mean that I've lost my elite infantry and my elite cavalry in the run-up to the final battle, which is always the most difficult. I told you that was going to be a hard one. 5,800 lost, 7,600 killed. We've got a lot of good stuff, including carbines. Ooh, upgraded cannon. Hey! 8-pound Lycor. Nice! So our frontline infantry did really well. The artillery, with one exception, did okay. The cavalry actually performed poorly, but against their cavalry, I'm not surprised. Light infantry did actually better than I expected. Yeah, okay. We are definitely going to need replenishment from this one. And we did get a doctrine. Replenishment speed, reload doubled. Fire damage received and reload. It's got to be that. That's really nice, but that one. Mahara did not die. It was just the commander, so Valiant Owl unfortunately did die. We didn't lose the full unit. We are 2 generals down now. We are now fully ferocious. We have maximum battle buffs from Mordred being there. Okay, so Sul Carbine and Neustadt. Range, poor reload, accuracy. So I think accuracy. Sul Carbine's going to go to you. The Dragoons are going to get the Neustadt. So they may actually sit back and shoot stuff. Potsdams have poor charge. Well, poor charge doesn't mean a penalty to charge, it just means no charge bonus. So maybe I actually want to give you this. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give you that one. And then these, which give +8 charge to the Hussars. You now have 104 charge. Hell yeah. Basket hilts, you've already got. This. Cavalry fully upgraded. Alright, so we still need 2 regiments, we need 2 generals, now even more desperately. Alright, the Lycorn. I think that's probably going to go to Macho then. Having the most accuracy. This does have a longer range. Reload of 50, reload of 55, accuracy 15, accuracy 30. So you're now basically sniper artillery. And you can have 12 pounders instead. Morale damage received. That sounds like a U type thing. Morale and melee on it. Oh, no. Should go to you. Accuracy. And then we have the gold haversack, which is morale and stamina, which is traditionally a cavalry problem. Actually, those shoes can go to one of you. So these are all better than what you're currently using. Go to you. There we go. Alright. Still have enough money, hopefully, to buy stuff. I will buy the whole hides in bulk. Basically a bunch of extra money, although finding a place to sell it is going to be a problem. So I still need to destroy 2 forts. I think I need to go to this place. 13,000 man army there. 15,000 man army there. One thing I've noticed is that the strength of these armies is usually similar. The smaller ones tend to have more artillery and more cavalry. There's a fort there. I still need to destroy 2 forts. What do I get if I do that? Tribute collection. Do I go here, then here, then here? Do I just go down here to get to this? And then this? I think that's what I do. Take these 2 out. And then basically have to force march to these 2. I mean, we have loads of time, so I think this is going to be fine. So let's just go to the slums. Make sure we don't hit this. Let's be careful. Take the outpost as well. I don't want to wager much money, although I did win. Yeah. Go to the outpost, those are usually good outcomes. Usually. Volunteers of the post report they stand ready to sell their lives dearly should it come to a greater cause. I would love for you to delay the headquarters by 2 weeks. Recruitable infantry is fine. It's mostly reservists I actually want to pick up here. Freikorps Dragoons. Veteran Hussars. Only 25 melee combats. And also you would be the majority of my money. So I don't particularly want to sell to you. Now you don't have a penalty to sales. So we may as well raise some money here because I don't think we're going to get a better deal anywhere else. That's a lot of Potsdam missiles. Sell some of those. Just make sure our finances remain healthy. So we've got plenty of provisions, I'm not worried about that. Ammo, I am still a little concerned. So I'm just going to buy a full stock. That will be a manpower. Alright, let's go to here, then Pultusk. Oh, musicians. So musicians, bagpipes, or foreign musicians? Usually we go for the musicians. We'll go for the bagpipes. Morale and charge. Okay. Can you give them to cavalry? No, infantry only. You've already got field musicians. You've already got field musicians. Morale and movement speed. Yeah, understandable. You have a noble estate. Do you have a penalty to recruiting nobles? You don't. Excellent. So, we have 2. We need a cavalry commander. You have a lot of army buffs, which can be quite nice. Though at this stage of the game, I'm a bit... yeah. And you do have a Prussian musketeer unit, which I think I'm going to hire, because those tend to be cheaper. And you can deploy there, that's fine. Is that you? No, that's you. We've actually got good quality bayonets too. And you're currently using Potsdam, which I think is fine. Then in terms of stuff you can use, let's reduce the accuracy though. And then what do we want after this? Cavalry, I think. Yeah. I'm actually going to put you there. I don't really want either of those nobles. Problem is, we're going to have more opportunities to find more nobles. Here there may be some, and here there may be some. So, short answer is yes. Barracks. There is a field artillery and a horse artillery. No, I still think I want cavalry. Really? You want to fight me? Alright. Yeah, I didn't think so. 4 cavalry. No artillery. Alright, let's do this. So, we have a big old river in front of us, which I actually kind of like. Their army is mostly shooters and cavalry. And I happen to know that my shooters are almost certainly better than theirs. Do you actually have a raised hill over here? Basically, up here. And then, do we have any of you with embrace? You two are the only ones. Embracements, not embracements. You and you. Itzen Plitz. I think you're basically going to be the center point. Lifeguards. Yeah, we just have regular old musketeers. I'm not sure where Achaia should go. Maybe here. Woody, you can stay there. Cavalry, stay there. Then the Grenadiers, we definitely want one Grenadier guarding you lot, and then I think the second one over here guarding that bridge. Alright, let's move you forwards. And then I think what we basically start doing is just warming up. So let's have you guarding... Oops. We'll go in 3 ranks. triple rank. We do have a forest behind us. We should try to incorporate if we can. So at this point, we should start moving forwards. You're just going to go onto there and face that way. Do I not have any infantry up here? No. Oh, right, because I was going to do the artillery. But I still am, so drug dealer, you're the close range guy. So let's put your guns there. You two there. And you're protecting the flank. Yeah, quite like this line. Now I just need to hope that they attack us. Which they don't necessarily do. So let's see what they do. I have the artillery superiority, so I think they will. They have Sobieskian. Melee stamina drain, minus 75%. Ouch. 10% cavalry combat effectiveness. Their cavalry is by far and away the most dangerous thing on this battlefield. Especially the Polish veteran cavalry, so... I know what I'm going to be targeting. Who's firing? I think we do have earthworks. You may try to run away already. I do not like that at all. As soon as they fire, which is going to be any second now. Damn it. Yeah, I am not convinced by that type of artillery. Ah, there was a unit missing. Wait. No, there wasn't. The Grenadiers formed up here. Clearly being naughty over there. Go and try and get that cavalry back. Isolate massacre. You are definitely trying something naughty there. Although I got my grenadiers in position, so we should be able to counter. Yeah, I thought you might try to do that. So I brought some friends. Hey, rallied them. Good stuff. You're charging. Actually, that's an annoyingly good move. Just realised how weak my defence was. You two are charging them. You stand up here. Charging them. Fucking hell, they're fast. They're as fast as cavalry! I see you trying to cross over there, naughty. Yeah, that wasn't gonna work. No! Another one? No, that was their officer. Okay, good. I thought I just lost another officer. I saw the little pop-up appear. You ran away. Nasty was looking ambitious and barely even fired him out. Lots of shots around then. Game over, man. Game over! Well, that went rather differently from the previous fights. Alright. So how much artillery do? 386, 200. Actually, that's roughly equivalent to the cavalry, so I'll allow it. 1,000 kills for intro night. You were on the far right. Huh. So I don't think I need replenishment, so I think I'm instead going to take the Thalas and ammo. Actually, I probably should have taken the experience. Right, next up. Veterancy gain. Let's go. This is my close combat general. I think I'm legitimately going to take Lucky just so you have less of a chance dying. Because you honestly are usually in like the most dangerous position. Excellent quality canister. The only thing that goes up is the damage. So might as well. But actually your accuracy is so incredibly bad, I'm wondering if you would be better with the light ones. Because then you're actually going to hit something. So I'm going to give the regular canister with you. Basket Hill, but that's the charge buff. Cavalry pistols. None of you are really using anyway. Alright, Bialystock. Come on, officers. Industrious, so cover and deployables. Flanking damage received. You're usually in the middle. Wow, super flanking. Charge, stamina, melee, accuracy, cover, effectiveness and radius. None of these are really jumping out at me as like, you have to get this unit. Russian Dragoons are tempting. I did say I wanted another cavalry unit. Dragoons do lead to cuirassiers, so yes. And then from now on we take experience, so we get these guys leveled up a bit more. You can have a horse. Which horse do you want? Accuracy and movement speed or charge? I think I'm going to use the accuracy. You start with Potsdam carbines, that's fine. We'll give you the cavalry pistol for even more accuracy and charge. We'll give you the armor. We'll give you... oh, you can give grenades too. Oh. Stamina movement. Hussar sabers. Cool. Still need 2 generals. So we need the artillery general and the cavalry general. Actually, the double flank could be really good. The thing I don't like is the melee damage received increase. Specifically fire damage. Talbot, what skills do you have? Yeah. It's not really suitable. You can be a cavalry commander. So I need the charge guy and I need an artillery. I mean, you are the charge guy. So now I just need the artillery commander. And we still have enough money to actually hire you. Bear in mind you can remove unwanted leader traits by right-clicking on them, but be warned you do not get a replacement, you need to level them up again. Really? Right-clicking, nothing's happening. Or here. Ah. I'm a little surprised that's here and not here, but okay. Good to know. Very good to know, actually. Because, yeah, I don't mind leveling them up. So we still need the artillery commander. Go to Pluck for. Still need to do the forts too. So I'm thinking Plock, Fort, and then we do those. even. What's much? Cover effectiveness, fire damage received, combat bonus from elevation. Hello, artillery commander. Okay, so we have all of our commanders again. Were you any good in case I need a backup? Actually, yes, you have 2 army buffs. Army replenishment speed. You know what? I'll take it. So we have a backup now. Cool. Cool. And you have no money. You have wars. We have 1,091 ducats. So we could get another Geschwinstück. Wait, you fire every 36 seconds? That's insane. 90 seconds, 90 seconds, 60 seconds, 45, 60. Huh. Yeah, it does use a lot of ammo, 41. Although we haven't had any ammo problems yet. And yeah, I know you can equip your main commander. Actually, that's something I should probably do. Yeah. Yeah, so we've already given him some stuff. I don't usually bother equipping him that much, except he's actually quite a big unit now. So let's do that. Charge and movement speed. Oh, we could actually give him carbines. We probably should. Oh, items here are more expensive. Let's not buy items here. That seems like a bad idea. Okay, so we got the stuff that we needed, so I think we go here, 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 here. That's then all the forts done. Tough enemy field army. We are now at full strength. Good way to get experience. Oh, there was only a chance. We didn't actually fight them. Neustadt and Heavy Socket. Oh no, there they are. 12,000. We massively outnumber them. Neustadt is range but poor reload. So that sounds like something you guys would like. Ooh, 40-second reload. Yeah, that's a long reload. But these... Wait. You fire every 13 seconds? Good lord. Yeah, your base reload's 50. Yours is 30. Well, I think in that case, you should probably have the Neustadt. You still fire every 16 seconds. Still surprised you got 1,000 kills. Now I understand. Charleville, very poor Malay. Okay. More accurate, longer range, shoots slower though, quite a lot slower. Faster than that though. You know what? Blue Kiwi we know is a good shot. He has really good accuracy for a line infantry unit. Let's give you the Charleville so you pump out a few more hits. And then the heavy socket bayonet. Combat. Your accuracy and reload's going to suck, but I don't use you for that anyway. Alright, cool. This is really nice. That means your individual unit will be really strong. I'm okay with that. Finally done with the basement. Only took last night and 4 hours today. Oof. Glad it's done though. I think we're about as ready for this as we're going to be. No. We have to name some people. So, this is going to be open to subscribers. And if you would like to be named in this game, this is open to subs. Put in subscriber into chat. Just write subscriber into chat and I will add you as the leader of these Prussian musketeers. A happy face. Aren't you already a unit? Yeah, you're already a unit. Scythe, unfortunately you're not a subscriber. Blue Kiwi, is your unit still alive? Yes. You were one of my... I was actually talking about you just now. You're my top shooting lifeguard unit. Okay, I'm going to open this up to non-subscribers, so congratulations, Scythe Massacre. Actually, Scythe Massacre, you feel like you should be a cavalry unit. Scythe Massacre's Dragoons. So this is now open to non-subscribers. And if you would like to be named in this game, then you should write Mordred into chat. Mordred. This is now open to non-subs. Jerry Moore. Crazy Tom, I think you're already in. Oh, no, maybe not. I'm not sure I have any characters that still need naming. Well, actually I have generals who do. Yep, so Crazy Tom. Alexander Henning von Crazy Tom. Rename an officer's last name to Tom. Really? That's an achievement? Is that listed here? No, I think we just found a secret one. Is that one of the devs or something? Yeah, most likely. Well, Tom and Jerry, looks like it. But yeah, I would imagine that's one of the devs. This is made by Armchair Historian. I wonder if Armchair Historian's real name is Tom. No, there is no Jerry. Speaking of which, I do need another name for a commander. And I'm fairly sure that we've now gone through all of the patrons. So, if you would like to have a general named after you, this rather dashing guy with only one eye, write in one eye into chat. Anyone want their name? Ah, Real Sarge. Real Sarge. One of the YouTube people. Okay, so I do like the fact that we have a commander called Real Sarge. We do actually have this guy as well. So this is going to be Smoke Cats. Wait. Smoke Cats I'm fairly sure we do actually have. Yes. Ramistrov. I'm fairly sure we do not have. There we go. Philip Ramistrov. Lovely. So we have a battle coming up. We significantly outnumber them. Yeah, we have a 4 brigade more than they do. And this is not as high a level an army. They do, however, because it's Poland and Lithuania, have 8 cavalry units. Although none of them are gold stars. It's actually the infantry who are. Okay. What I'm going to change? Switch into so that we're actually next to each other here. Can everyone do the same thing? Better. It's just easier to select people when they're actually next to each other. So, who's the most dangerous unit? Possibly these Polish grenadiers. Or the 2 Polish hussars. Okay. Be wary of the winged hussars. Only when they arrive. Before then, they're not a risk. To be fair, if you play the Hungarian sub-unit, it's a great way for light cavalry, they melt units. Good to know. Yeah, I'm actually excited to try out some of the other factions. Oh, look at that, we have bronze cannon now at last. Alright, usual opening. With the troops back. So... they do have a fair number of skirmishers, but I am pretty confident that my skirmishers are better. Their Polish cavalry is all on the left, except for the veteran cavalry who's on the right. So actually I think their centre is weaker than their flanks. There's a nice flat piece of ground here which we want to take over. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my weakest units in the middle. However, they will have the skirmishers. Blue Kiwi. And then we'll put Grenadiers here, here. Just put you aside for a second. Artillery. We do actually have raised territory on the left, so I think we'll probably put the guns over on that side. Like so. Right, you're a Dragoon unit, so you should be with them. Who is the most fire resistant of you? I think it might actually be Intro Knight. Why are you such a bad shot? Oh, because of the train, you're on the river. Yeah, okay. Basically just deploy you. In the middle to counter them. Do you guys get bonuses in wood? Yes. Okay, good to know. We still have one musket unit. Which we'll put on the far flank. And then Mordred's going to be bolstering the centre, because my centre is quite weak. And then the cavalry... I think we do need to spread you out a bit more. But we want my toughest cavalry on the left and on the right. So you... and you... here. You and you... here. And then you can be kind of in the middle. Righto! Advance! That's not what I said. Cover effectiveness. However, they take more damage. Interesting. I mean, there is quite a lot of cover on this battlefield, so that may be problematic. However, I do find it's the cover battlefields where I tend to perform the best. Whenever I went walking yesterday, I got eaten alive by mosquitoes. It was either yesterday or the day before. Seeing as I'm feeling them now, though, I'm thinking it was yesterday. Alright, so our troops have mostly arrived. Let's move the artillery back a little to here. And then starting in the centre, let's do something like this. And then we'll go... we have quite a long line. Go forwards. Those are grenadiers. Let's move you back to here. Command trader is next. A lash or something in the eye? I think I got it. Right, where was I? I was trying to deploy you. There. It's in Blitz. Let's move the cavalry back a tad. Bastani. There, Hexdex. There. Blue Kiwi. So now we're getting into the village, and I'd like to try to use as much of that as I can. Plus I'm kind of expecting this flank to be the one that wraps around our enemy. Alright. Make it happen. Seeing if I can get a bit more of the defences from that. Yes, I can. We're still pretty well elevated. Good enough. Oh, they moved all of their top cavalry over on this side. Interesting. You're just strolling straight out through the open. So I feel totally fine just blasting away. 94 kills in one volley. I think you just did more damage than you've ever done with the grape shot. Alright, light infantry have their opening volleys. Hungarian infantry is not going to stand up for long. Neither of these grenadiers, for that matter. And they're off. Bits and blitz. Are you firing? Yes, you are. Good stuff. Are you thinking of charging me? I think you're thinking of charging me. So let's move you across to here. Okay. I fell for your bait. The cavalry is starting to move out to the banks. Although you are looking extremely isolated there right now. I saw you over there. Shattered. Those grenadiers aren't going to last very long either. As I was saying... Grimoire, why are you chasing me? Charging? You hit that. In fact, all of you just shoot that. Actually. Oh! I actually managed to get agnostic to that. Huh. Yeah, you were absolutely schooled. I'm not surprised by that. Maharo is an extremely adept cavalry killer. Unfortunately for them, they're kind of sending their cavalry in little bits and pieces, which ain't going to work very well for them. They've recovered already. Smoke Cats is now not shooting anything. Are you seriously thinking of trying again? I think you really are thinking of trying again. Alright. How about you don't do that? I don't know why they're just letting me cannon shot their cavalry. I'm okay with it. It's done, I think. I'm okay with it. You guys also have guns. Let's stick you here. Here. Yeah, because those hussars are still looking a little dodgy. You're right about the Hungarians, they've definitely done some damage. I think, honestly, I'm perfectly content to just sit here and use my artillery. I don't get this much opportunity. I'm in a very fortified, dug-in position. The only ones who are maybe hurting us are you. Unfortunately for you, this still counts as housing. Janissaries. That is a choice that you have made. Yeah, I thought you might change your target there. Now we send in the Grenadiers. Ooh. Oh, they retreated. Alright. You follow that up. They're charging them. They've shattered. Don't stop. And there we are. That's got to be one of our greatest victories yet. Is it generally a good thing to do general assaults? It can be. In this instance, because I was in such an entrenched position, didn't really need to. Because you definitely do suffer more casualties, but sometimes just punching them in the face can absolutely be a good strategy. Especially, I would say, if you're playing with Sweden. Sweden's entire strategy is around running up to people and punching them in the face. The Gore doctrine. Alright, so I said from now on we're going to be getting the veterancy, because now I just need my people to level up. And yeah, casualties were extremely light. Double canister. Howitzer? You want this? Oops. Range 45, range 55. So it's probably for you. Anything that gets that close kinda deserves to just get mauled. Max range and reload speed. I think that sounds like a you thing. Morale and movement speed. That definitely sounds like you guys.
Huzzah!
Do you all have these? I think I'm actually going to give you a large limber chest, because you are now using a much more hungry cannon. And especially if you actually start using the double canister. Level up. Come on, artillery buffs. Come on, artillery buffs. Those are not artillery buffs. Those are still not artillery buffs. That's an artillery buff. Don't like the accuracy, but the reload's nice. And we ourselves have leveled up. Let's get another point into discipline for the extra veterancy. Alright, well played. So then we go to this encampment, then to that siege, then to the battlefield, then to the other siege. And hopefully we don't spend too long here. Let's do the sturdy transports. We made it across. 2,500 service and weapons. Ooh, basket hilts. 1210 morale, 4. Damn! And the edge muskets. That's an insane weapon. Yeah, that's definitely a Maharo weapon. Using excellent dragoon. Oh wait, you have them too. Yes, yes. Okay. And then the Liège muskets. No speciality, so this is just going to be an upgrade for someone who's using bulk standard equipment, except for those two. So probably okay. There's also you. you might as well use this. It does slow down your reload, but you don't have that many problems with reload, so I think that's fine. Alright. Onwards! We are as close to replenished. A fallen fortress. Your Grace, you have come across the remains of a once formidable fortress, its works battered and burned. The upper ramparts are broken in. The place bears signs of recent and violent siege, and much has already been taken. Still, my men report a possibility of finding useful stores of serviceable implements amongst the wreckage. The stonework is greatly weakened and several inner walls are buckled. I'd advise we move in swiftly if we wish to recover anything of worth before the whole thing collapses. So 5% attrition would be like 1,000 men. No losses. Excellent quality toolers, hell yeah. Toolers are the best grenadier weapon because they have great melee buff. 144 range, 34 second reload, and a 10-12 combat buff. We also have excellent quality light sockets, which you can have. And then blue quality, which you can have. Very good. I like it. Onwards to the battlefield. Need to do one more fort. I've literally never had this work, so we'll pray for him. Yeah, that's all right. Beldenick, thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome to the Maudlings. Good to have you joining us. Your Grace, we encountered no resistance here, only the grisly remains of what must have been a terrible slaughter. The field is heaped with the dead. No, I don't want to take that much attrition. It's going to be like 2,000 men. HQ is delayed by another week. We get 2 weapons. Enemy appears to have left this fort unguarded, either by oversight or due to swiftness of our advance. No troops were found within, nor was a single musket discharged. We have entered the works unopposed and may now claim the ground without resistance. Lose 1,000 reservists. We gain an extra week. I don't think I necessarily need the week, though. So let's take the weapons. And we have also completed the Destroy the 4 Forts. We gain 100 thalers every time, or the first time we visit any settlement. However, all items now cost more. That's a Liège musket, which has good combat skill. So I think that's probably going to go to you. 6899. Alright, good. So now we need to kill the encampments, of which there are only 2 left. They're actually not that far apart. Oh no, that's the HQ, never mind. There was one more. Yes, there was just there. Here and here. So let's go around the river, because I don't want to take unnecessary casualties going through it. 13,000 against our 20. They are going to be high quality. That is 6 artillery, 5 cavalry, and a bunch of infantry. And look how many gold rated units they have. That's a few. A level 8 Polish foot guard. High rate of fire, high combat. Need to be very careful of them. Magnate cavalry. Magnate cavalry is good, but they're very small units. Before starting this fight, I'm going to grab another drink because it's kind of warm. And I'm also going to go and open all of my windows because I totally forgot to do that already. So if you want to go and grab a drink, this is going to be your opportunity. Let's take a 3-minute break here. Stretch your legs, use the bathroom, do what you got to do. And I will be back in about 3 minutes. Back soon. Plonk. Alright. Windows open. I know he said he named one of the cavalry after me, but do you know which? Yes. The Dragoons. That would be these guys. The 5th Cavalry Unit. I like this battlefield. Alright, so what do they have? They have a bucket load! They're all Magnate. Which I'm assuming is high accuracy? Also, they have some scary guns here. Liechtenstein 12-pounder bronze. 520 range. ×2. And 2 Windgestucks as well. Okay. No skirmishes whatsoever. Polish foot guards. The level 8 Polish foot guards are on the far right. They have 5 cavalry. All magnates except for 1 hussar. Flipping hell, the magnates are terrifying. They have huge combat. Oh, wow. 100? Really? Huh. Okay, so apparently Mr. McNasty is now my most scary cavalry unit. I mean, you're the Cossacks, so it's not that surprising. So if I was going to be able to punch through somewhere, I think it probably would be the middle. And I need to do something to go after that artillery, otherwise they're going to decimate us. So you were asking earlier about all-out attacks. I think you might be about to see one. I'm going to put the Grenadiers in the middle. Yes. Let's put these guys at the very front, because I need you to absorb enemy damage coming in. And put the Grenadiers immediately behind. And then Blitz, Blue Kiwi, Coin Trader, Mastani, and then I think behind the Grenadiers I'm going to follow you up with 3 regular Musketeers. Oops. Where do I put McCannon? I think basic... well, no. Let's put the cannon on the right to see if I can use you to mash them up. I am going to need you to be guarded, however, so let's use the 2 lifeguards to do that. Alright, so this is actually more reminiscent of my Swedish armies, where I basically just try to punch them in the face as fast as I can and then break up their cohesion. So you lot, actually, minus the cavalry. Don't want to control them separately. Are gonna just rush forwards. Especially you guys, I'm gonna make you actually run. You lot, get to them. It does it, Wolves. Is this a Total War Napoleon mod? It's not a mod. It's a game. But yes, it is very similar to Empire Total War. This final advance is going to be terrifying, especially if they take those heights, which I'm fairly sure they will. My god, you guys are sprinting and the Grenadiers are still keeping up. Let's not have you run too far ahead. Artillery opening up. You guys start advancing again. You guys keep up with them. Unlimber. 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 Alright, their units are moving forwards. This is still mostly infantry. Their cavalry is guarding their artillery. Damn it! Let these guys catch up. There you go. Just shoot them. Alright, let's go. Now that we're getting closer, let's go into combat columns rather than movement columns. Well, this far forwards anyway, you may as well move forwards just a little bit more and then use Grape Trade. Alright, here we go. Charge. Left these charges way too late. This is what I need you, Mordred. Need those buffs. Are you firing? Yes. Good. You missed. Oh no, you reloaded. Fair enough. Alright then. You guys. Narrow as hell formation. I don't actually want you charging, I just want we have our gap. Oh, no we don't. Do we? You charge there. Just to keep them off my back. I need this unit to break. Unfortunately they're grenadiers. That may not immediately happen. But I would definitely like you also. Alright, we have enough to look at. Oops. Off we go! I'm just going to go here actually. You know what? You and you. And the cavalry is woken up to the danger. And this is how you punch your way through. They charged my lifeguard. Fine. No, damn it! Killed my... No! Huh. One of my oldest generals just died. But that's how you break an army that has lots of artillery. Ooh, Mastani lost. That's not good. We're rallying, which is better. Look, he was holding on for him. Okay, so... that actually just pulverized like the majority of their military. Ooh. Yeah, now you're retreating. Still 96 kills. Fucking canister. Shattered. What was that? Oh, it's looks. You're charging me. I don't appreciate that. So how about we countercharge you there? Shooting in the back, that's totally fine. I believe in your accuracy. And the last thing that's still standing is this one. $111, 293, 246. Canister is just shit. You've been perfectly positioned to use canister this entire battle. And there it is. I'm annoyed about losing Vaxno though. He was one of the OGs. When a unit gets shattered, can they still regroup? In that battle, no. If they haven't taken too much damage, they can regroup after the battle. In most cases, they do. And I just got another achievement. Are you not entertained? Destroy 6 encamped armies during one Prussian playthrough. Excellent. What's that? Tula. Oh, nice. Charleville Carbine. Very good. And for this one, we're definitely taking the veterancy and provisions. It's in Blitz. Still killed 500, 600, 600, 400. Grenadiers. 500, 600, 600, 200, 100, 500. Yeah, it's in Blitz was in the centre of the fighting. I'm a little surprised they took as much damage as they did, though. I do get another doctrine. Range and accuracy. That sounds like a plan to me. So De Purley did in fact die, but it's in Blitz didn't. Interesting. Yeah. You're in charge. This is my Grenadier army, so you need close combat ability. Of which none of those are good enough. Now that's a hard decision. You guys don't usually run out of morale, you run out of stamina. And you're going to want those specialist Tula guns. And then you can have the Liège. Charleville carbines. Now, do we all have carbines at this point? I think we do. Charleville's more accurate, longer range, slightly slower, but they have much better combat. You don't have carbines. No, you do. My general doesn't either. Oh, hello, large limber chest. Make use of you. Military treatise. Frederick II. Notes from the king himself covering tempo, maneuver, and fire discipline. Reload and movement speed. That would seem like something for you guys. Fire damage received and accuracy. I mean, that one's also really good. I already have one. Accuracy and veterancy gain. And the veterancy gain is good because it will mean you level up faster. So you can have that. Reload plus 8. I'm wondering. You already have it. You should probably have this instead of boots. Morale, movement speed. That's awesome. My infantry is very well equipped. Let's give that to you instead. Malayan morale. Leave that one as is. Morale and charge, that can be given to anyone. So let's give it to you. I think that's everything. Getting quite a few of these spirit rations, which I guess are good for the cavalry. You don't. Alright, replenish and replenish. You are ready for an upgrade. Yes, Box, you are now a cuirassier. Does mean you're not as good at shooting. So the only dragoon left is you. He's a hussar, but you're not going to level up any further, so yeah, you're the only one left. Do I want to give these carbines to you? No, I don't think so. You're still just more damaging. And then I've leveled up twice. Let's get some veterancy. Bodyguard unit is getting bigger. Speaking of which... Wrong button. That one. Do I have any upgrades that you can use? I mean, actually, yes. You can have some spirit rations. Oh, stamina recovery is better for you. So now I just need to recover a little bit, and then we can go after this army. And then the HQ. I might want to go to Bialystock to see if there's any more generals here. KO! Thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate that. Thank you. Charge to victory! I will see what I can do. I will take some more of those. I will take some more of those. The other thing I wanted to see was a foundry. A Liechtenstein 12-pounder for 1400. I could absolutely afford that. A 12-pound Lycorn, 25, 440, 61, 25, 5, 20, 60. The Lycorns do more damage. I think I actually prefer the Lycorns. Buy one of those. There's a 10-pound bronze howitzer which we could also use. You know, let's buy one of each of them. And then I can sell some stuff to offset that price. I have a lot of stuff I can sell. I'm tempted to just offer all of these. Alright, so the 12-pounder Lycorn's going to go to Macho because you've historically been my big gun. The howitzer is going to go to you. Shot damage goes up by 4. Ammo consumption goes up. Your accuracy goes up by 5 and your range goes up by 35. Reload stays the same. And the biggest upgrade is going to be yours. 12-pounder gun to the 8-pound Lycorn. So range is going to go down slightly. Your accuracy, however, is going to double. And this goes up to the foundry. Definitely sell them. You can basically sell anything which is not high quality. Of the weaponry. Of the side stuff, I think I'm kind of okay holding on to them. Yeah. Okay. So we have 18 ducats. There's still a gunsmith here. Yes. There are some more carbines. Staff College. One thing I've not used enough of is these regimental support. They're actually really strong. Like having you on a cannon would be incredible. Having you on a cavalry would be incredible. Same with you. Back to you also. Buy those two. One of the quests we have is the ramrods, but I'm fairly sure that we started getting ramrods just too late. So, artillery guy. Maybe instead of the elevation screws. And then the farrier. Movement speed and stamina, I mean that's probably a thing for you. Let's do instead of the blanket rolls. You're now moving 82 to 127. You are stupidly fast. And you can get the blanket. You can get the elevation tool. You can get the excavation. No fortifications here, unfortunately. I mean, there's these ones, but I don't want those. I want the bulletproof ones. Marshgate Hill. I know those are strong. And a general. Flanking, cover, and flanking. I'll hire you just so we have the backup. And you need a name. So, the first person who says into chat, doesn't matter if you're a subscriber or not, backup! You get your name as this commander. You may not get used. Emperor Blizzard. Alright. Emperor Von der Blizzard. Because you are my backup. Cool. I think I'll save that money and head to Molosk. And then we fight you. And then I think we are basically ready to fight the HQ. Five civilian items. However, they arrive a week earlier. Let's make them wait. Reveal everything, but I have a feeling everything is already revealed. Yeah, it does. Okay, you have a foundry, but I've already upgraded all my guns. Powderhouse. This is what I was looking for, earthworks. Although, actually, wooden stakes to my light infantry. I've had really good luck with wooden stakes and infantry. But the reason I wanted the earthworks is because this gives you plus 25% cover. Put that on my howitzer. And then we can actually stick him close to the fighting. Oh, this is where the cartridge boxes are. Huh. That'll do. Then we go to you. You've already got them, but now we have better ones. You should have such a long range that nothing will ever get close to you. The main range problem is definitely yours. Although it's now a bronze, so it has been upgraded. Staff College. Alright, so you need that guy. And seeing as I am really setting you up to do canister, I'm going to give you that canister. I'm going to give you... We've got one already. Max range and reload versus ammo consumption and reload. You're the big gun, so I think I'm going to keep you with the max range. Oh, and you have the cover effectiveness. Okay, that combination should be really solid. And you have the large limber chest for the ammo consumption. Cool. Okay, I've just spent a silly amount of money on my artillery, so hopefully they may actually do something in this battle. So I can purchase, I can sell provisions for money, or I can give them reservists, or I can just collect both, because I do in fact have tribute collection. Why not both? Could actually go here and get some free money. And I like free money. Ka-ching. Thank you. It's not very often where I have extra money. Lose ammo, gain a bunch of reservists. I will take that because I'm almost certainly... Is this a British army? I'm gonna take the veterancy from this, although this is another really high level army. They have got 6 artillery, 5 cavalry, and a bunch of infantry. And a scary unit is the Polish Foot Guards again. I have a lot of veteran musketeers who are actually pretty dangerous when they get shooting. So I don't think that the punch through and attack artillery is going to work this time. However, they have only got 5 cavalry. I've got 5 cavalry. I don't know whose is going to be better. I think it will depend on who can leverage the most cavalry at one time. Theirs is certainly a higher level, but mine's probably better equipped. Can you change the banners in the game? Yes, you can. Firearms. Not gold. Steel now decides battles. Roland disagrees. Alright. Quite a lot of cover in this fight. Big frickin' armies on both sides. Man, they have 2 level 9 artilleries. 10, they've got 3 of them, in fact. Damn. This army is possibly more scary than the headquarters will be. Although I think that the army we just fought was actually worse than this. This one I don't mind trying to go toe-to-toe against. Oh, there's a beautiful defensive line right there. Oh, and an artillery spot. Oh, you are spoiling me! The guards are on the right. Yes. Which is a little unfortunate because my artillery is going to be on the left. It's okay. So let's deploy the artillery. Yeah. And guarding them, I think we can probably deploy veteran musketeers. And we'll do the musketeers. And then we'll do the other musketeers. So this is going to be a bit of a weak link. Mastani. Yep, coin trade is already deployed. No Kiwi. We are not going that far over here. We should be. Is that all of my infantry except for the grenadiers? And then skirmishers. I think we put here. Although actually, Intronite, I'll put you over here with Blue Kiwi. Man, that combo is going to be scary. And the cavalry we deploy in the center until we see where their cavalry is going, basically. Same with Mordred. And then the Grenadiers. Maybe one guarding you. One guarding you. Alright, let's go. Oh dear, they have a cavalry one. Oh. Actually, it's a good thing it's not the artillery one. There's a doctrine which is extra artillery accuracy, and they really start to hurt. I do like it when you can hear the musicians are in the units. Where are the bagpipes? Right, you guys have gone beyond the hill, which is not intended. Alright, let's start the deployment. Stay there. I wonder if I can leave a gap with a canister. I just realised I should deploy you guys wrongly. Unacceptable. Move you back tiny bit, and then get the light infantry. Actually benefit more from cover than line infantry does. Where's the other one? Wrong places. Smoke Cats goes over there. Sci-Fi Fan goes over there. And then Intronite goes here. Blitz and blitz. Goes just behind. And then Hextex goes behind them. With Blue Kiwi guarding this one here. One thing I do need to be careful of though is their artillery barrage. Let's move you guys back. So I should put you into this cover. Okay, so here it is Drug Dealer who's the howitzer, so you should go there. You basically this one. Interesting. And some of their stuff is well in range, so what's the most dangerous here? Probably you three? Oh man, one volley, 140 kills. Finally, artillery doesn't suck! It just costs us a small fortune. Yeah, this is going to be challenging. I am shocked. I'm really going for the jump. They were not actually bombarding over here, so let's move these guys in a little bit closer again. And then you lot. And so this fight begins. Now, I'm actually going to slow this one down, because I'm expecting stuff to happen when the cavalry gets into place. Now, if I pull you back just a little bit, and then you are in range. What I'm going to do is move Neo's box over there. KO over there. Bombard this, but that's fine. On the verge of running away already. I'm giving him as wide a field of fire as I can. Because he's almost loaded. 106. Double loaded canister, 156, 50 kills at this range. That's pathetic. Although they do actually have a back pencils. So you know what? I'm still so close. Keep trying it. Max range for the canister. I actually think the cover probably did more good for them there. You guys being bombarded pretty heavily, but that's fine. They have since moved 2 cavalry on our side, so Maharo are being redeployed. And McNasty, let's just move you guys forwards a bit. And in fact, your dragoons, let's see if you're in range to do some dragooning. In fact, hold your horses. literally stop. Because I have just noticed. Okay. Let's have you two shoot this. Beautiful. Yes, box. Look at that. You turn around. Yeah, I thought you might try that. That's gonna hurt. No, it's not, because I intercepted you. Ha ha! You fired, you get 250. Okay, you got 100 kills that time. They're going to be out of range, so now just bombard them. KO. Charge. 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 Maharo. Charge. I'm going to get recharged by them, which is going to be a little bit painful. And there's nothing I can do about this. Damn it. Well, you killed their artillery before they hit you, so that's good. Oh yes, box is almost here. I'll turn and face them. I'm going to kill them. Because McNasty has still got a combat skill of... they broke. You're never going to reach them. You're never going to catch them. You're on foot. You guys are fine over there. You're murdering them. You two are collectively murdering that Polish veteran cavalry, which is good, because that unit would otherwise be kind of scary. Those grenadiers are still being beaten up by all of you. Let's actually have you turn a little bit so you get a better shot. You are losing. You are losing badly. Bastards can intercept you before you do anything else, Morty. You come over here and finish off that artillery, please. Meanwhile, that cavalry is all running. So you saved Scythe. Ooh. Those Lipka Tartars. Ouch. We've just seen off 2 units of my cavalry now. We do have the elevation advantage here at least. This is on slow speed. Cavalry, man! Yeah, you've seen enough good stuff. Those musketeers may well recover. You guys have all recovered. Nice of you to do so. I'm still 100% morale. This has been a disaster for them. Canister, non-canister. More speed now. Don't stop right in front of the cannon. No! There you go. Boom. only ones that really took damage there were the cavalry. Except for Maharo. He's hardcore. Yeah, Canister and Grapeshot is definitely not like Canister and Grapeshot in Ultimate Jungle, where you can really feel the differences in this. Canister is just kind of eh. Especially as it takes up a slot. If it was just an ammo that you could switch to, I'd be okay with it, but the fact that it takes up a whole slot. 5,600 veterancy, hello. So we lost 2,200, we killed 7,000. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Gained several cavalry items too. Doctrine. Generate 5 ammo a day. Haven't seen that before. New Brigade and Reservist class. Now that was really nice early on, but I think I'm going to take the reload. Drops my charge a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not Sweden. Reload. Crazy Tom, my artillery guys leveled up. Supply wagon. It's gotta be, really. I'm gonna make you just do round shot from now on. I am very disappointed by the canister. You have a special one too. Especially as this was double canister, like, Understandable losses considering how they charged straight through the middle of the enemy army. I don't think it was the regular troops that did that damage, it was the cavalry. Like, even weakened and on the back foot and singled out, their cavalry is still super dangerous. Just double checking to see if there's anyone I can upgrade, and there are. You are very much in the Grenadier Corps, so welcome to the Grenadier. Oh no, you need level 6. Damn. So no promotions. Gustavus Adolphus, stamina and morale recovery. That is a fantastic cavalry treatise, which we get the upgraded version of. That. Pocket Bibles. Morale damage received and fire damage received. That's usually a good choice for these guys. Which is why they will have them. You don't need that so much. Accuracy is more important for you. As is that, because that's more experience. Melee and movement speed, and stamina and movement speed. So the heavy saddles probably for you. Oh, 88 melee. And then the light saddles almost certainly for you. 102 stamina, 100 charge, and 72 melee. Damn! And then you guys, I think, both want saddles. The question is, what is it replacing? Probably a gun. Probably the boots. No, damage resistance is better. I've actually been really underwhelmed by the horseshoes. +2/+2 is kind of rubbish. And then we do have another defensive spot. You probably want rather than this. And then we have excellent Hussar Sabres. Give to you. Bossman! What are you using? Stamina is nice. Stamina recovery though. Yeah. Charge and accuracy. We still don't have a carbine. We should get you carbines. Alright, so let's go to Tusk again. Up, more discipline. And now I think we're basically ready for the HQ fight. I was trying to get you a carbine. You don't have a gunsmith here, so no go. Let's go up to Sverisk. Zerisk? Carbine, Potsdam, poor charge, excellent reload, average. Well, I don't think I want the poor charge, I think I'll just go for the Liège. Wait, Jaeger rifles. Biting those. And good quality as well. Right, so first things first, give the boss man his carbine. Secondly, probably Intro Knight, although we've also seen Blue Kiwi. Who has the best base reload? You guys have a 45, which is actually really good. You have a 50, you have a 30. I'm kind of tempted to give it to one of these. I mean, my... Oh, if it's in Blitz as a 45 base reload, and it's a unit of 1600... Actually, so are you. Accuracy 30. Accuracy 35. Yeah, it's got to be Blue Kiwi. So accuracy goes up by 9. Range goes up by 16. Reload goes down by 6. You now have an accuracy of 76. And let's give these to Mastani. Give this to you. And Neustadt has better accuracy, is much slower though. Oh yeah, Blue Kiwi's a level 7 already. I'm actually a little bit surprised that lifeguards have a better accuracy. Well, I guess these are only musketeers, they're not lifeguards. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, what I kind of want to do is find anyone that has a reload item. I'm fairly sure. No, that's not mutually exclusive. Let's see if anyone has a higher level version of it. Cover effectiveness, morale, damage received, accuracy. Exclusive. I mean, the accuracy guys is probably going to be you lot. Reload plus 10. Hello! You're not just light infantry. No. No, you're not. Yeah, I think those could work well here. 7 through... wait. Yeah, reload 7. Alright, let's see how much we can pump Blue Kiwi up. So you're not going to need that anymore. You're not going to need that anymore. You may not need that anymore. So ramrods. Oh, it's this for the gun pick. 6 accuracy, reload, and stamina. We'll stick with the stamina for the moment. Give you that reload. And then I think we basically swap those two out, then have you using the buck and ball rounds for 97 accuracy. And then I think I'm going to have to give you the large cartridge. Because you're going to go through ammo. Because you're firing a rifle round every 19 seconds. Every 16 seconds. Excellent. And this is still with a range of 142. Oh yeah, you definitely shouldn't have a bayonet anymore. 15 seconds. 4 rounds a minute. For 1,600 men as well. Man, Prussian lifeguards are kind of scary. I should probably have been priming you more for just rate of fire and accuracy, like, as a whole. Ah, you don't have a... You're still fully kitted. Where are you going to be? Unfortunately, I think we have to say so be it. So Blue Kiwi cannot allowed to be getting into close combat anymore. He's still not a slouch. I mean, if you compare that to these guys, actually these guys aren't slouches either. Huh. So it turns out, and this is probably going to be a real revelation for you guys, you shouldn't mess with the Prussian army at this era. Who'd have thought? Yeah, 100 accuracy, 4 rounds a minute. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. In fact, what I can do... Well, I'm never going to remember. I can still give you the bayonet. I just tell you not to have it on in the start of the fight, but I will 100% forget to put those on. We do still have some pretty decent carbines around. Good quality Tula muskets, but I don't think we need those anymore. Staff College, this is really the thing that we should be using. Because I have a feeling... Yep. 12 seconds. And this also reduces ammo consumption, which at this point is going to be kind of useful. Although we do now have a supply cart. Who else has really good accuracy? I mean, both of you. So you get him. I think that's about as good as we're going to get this army. 5 rounds a minute, that's almost bolt action rate of fire. Yeah. I think this is quite possibly now the most scary unit I think I've ever made. Especially as there's 1,600 of them. Usually you get this kind of rate of fire and there's like 800. It's one of these. Alright. Yeah, I don't see any reason to wait. I could go to more of these types of things, but let's attack the headquarters before it's ready for us. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cavalry. Only 3 artillery, though. And a whole bunch of muskets, led by a Lithuanian foot guard. Dragoon guards. We haven't seen those before. Oh no, more of those Lipka Tartars. Though I think the Panzerni are the most scary. 40-40. 3 units of field artillery. So I'm far less concerned about their artillery this time around. Alright then. Welcome back, Smokeheads. Are your guys still snipers, or are they going to be different now? Huzzah! Don't remember offhand. Horned Panda coming in with a 103-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there, Horned Panda. Much appreciate that. Who was it? I was asking Smoke Cat. You are still snipers, yes. 106 accuracy. You're more accurate than Blue Kiwi's crew. Although his crew is definitely going to do more damage. Alright. Grab all of you. There's so much cover. That's a good thing. Alright, so, question 1. Where do we put Blue Kiwi for maximum impact? Lithuanian Foot Guards, Grenadiers, Veteran Musketeers are on the right. Veteran Musketeers are on the left. They are much less likely to charge us. So I think we put Blue Kiwi on the left. Probably here or here. I think probably here. And then let's put Coin Trader on your flank, just to make sure it's guarded. And let's put Itzenplitz on your right. No, Itzenplitz should probably be over on this side. And we do have a hill here. Where I think we're going to put the artillery. For the extra elevation, they benefit the most. Do you have the elevation buff? Yes, you do. Excellent. And then I think we need one of these with you. Probably Smokeheads. As you have the anti-cavalry thing. And then Itzenplitz is over there. Who have we got left? Mustani. Yes. Alright, so the Grenadiers we keep separate. Because they play a different role. And then this is just going straight across, so I think we probably put... This is going to be right in the centre. Let's put Mastani here, so our left flank is by far and away our strongest. Let's switch you two around. So our centre is kind of weak. Supply train comes over here with the artillery. And Blue Kiwi. We definitely need a Grenadier over on that side. Let's go with Aracore. Greystroke can prop up the centre. No, Greystroke can prop up the right. Because we can just put the cavalry in the centre. Mordred we'll put over on that side for now. Sci-Fi Fan we'll put in the centre. In fact, I think we're going to put both Intranite and Sci-Fi Fan in the centre. Because that's where the forest is and these guys are the best in the woods. So now our centre is actually more dangerous. We're just going to need to be careful about cavalry charges. Okay. They have stamina, morale damage received reduction, morale recovery reduction. It's the great doctrine. Focused on holding key ground with robust troops that can endure fatigue and resist morale shocks. The weakness is morale recovery, making troops less likely to return after being routed. So big sudden impacts are very dangerous to them. We kind of want you facing kind of that way. Alright, these guys are arriving. So, Smoke Cats, you can take that fence. There's Blue Kiwi on this fence. And Blue Kiwi, we are now going to stretch you out as much as you can go for maximum firepower. Hextex, you're going to chill here. Coin Trader. I think we go with a slightly advanced formation. This. This. And you. Just in front of them. Okay, this is where we stand of. Okay, you're going to be kind of at risk. So are you. And Blitz, you have that town. Stroke, you're going to be behind them. Right, I didn't give you any light infantry. Move the cavalry back a little bit just in case they start artillery bombardments. So this flank is definitely weaker than I would like. This flank is very strong. The only problem is you're kind of facing that way rather than that way, but we'll just wheel you around if we need to. Oh, and you have the anti-cavalry! Oh! Genius! Totally intended to do that on purpose. You both have anti-cavalry. So you both do not need to retreat. Okay. You should be in charge mode. So should you. Alright, artillery. Cars. Oh, yeah, definitely in range now. Give him hell. Not bad for one volley. 141, 114, 26. Okay, they are really trying to flank me at the moment with their cavalry. So I think I'm going to put you and you there. You and you. Let's just put Maharo on this side. No, you have 4 cavalry forces on this side. They're trying to bombard. That's fine. I should 100% go for that cavalry. They are incredibly isolated. Go then. Oh, they moved away. Boo. Artillery. Panseri, level 9. I want them dead! How much damage they did to that unit. Yeah, they've completely abandoned that flank. Interesting. Alright, battle is joined. Huge cavalry fight. Look at all the horses going. Need to keep an eye on you to make sure you don't die, but you should be buffing the morale in this area tremendously. Alright, let's make sure they don't recover. Shattered. That's what I like to see. Nasty's getting a bit beaten up. I think I made the right decision moving Mordred in over here. Down a bit because they are now definitely trying some shenanigans. Broke it. Haha! My cavalry's better than yours. They're moving all of their cavalry over to the left flank. So I think I need to do the same. Oh man, you are fucked. You're on your own against 4 different divisions there, buddy. Firing. Yes, but you could do in a slightly better spot. Hits and blitzes on his own, but that's fine. He'll manage. I'm seeing another dangerous cavalry unit. Shoot that. Might actually get blue kiwi. Over here. And just to make sure that this gap is closed, let's move you to there. You guys have carbines, right? Yes. Use them. And now that you're being supported by that cavalry, I'm going to redeploy you over here as organs. Oh, that's the foot guards too. Let's punish that. This is why I left grenadiers over there. These guys are tough. This is 4 against 1. Including 2 cavalry. That's a charge. Did you make it? Yes, you did. They are really going all in with the charges. Oh wow. They are really going all in with the charges. Oh. Get away from there. Alright, their artillery is 100% open, so you lot, go over there. Oh! Really? Huh. Alright. Oh. No, you don't even have the anti-cavalry thing. You're just winning. Shattered? They still have the veteran dragoons over there. Austin may be in a bit of trouble here. Okay, you lot. Reform in there. The Kiwi was drawn in. Damn. Mastani! Help! Oh, you beat them! Hell yeah, McNasty! Even the general's getting a bit of action. Huzzah! Normal speed. Bye-bye, cannons. I'm really glad you don't have an officer in your unit. Kiwi's trying to struggle. Let's extricate you. Oh, that was easy. Come back, buddy. Shoot into this? We've got rifles. I'll 100% let you shoot into this. Oh, you guys are probably not running because Mordred's here. There we go. So Blue Kiwi unfortunately did get caught up a little bit there. But hey, that just means more kills. Victory is life. Thanks for the other donation, KO. Appreciate that too. Thank you. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of stuff. 20,000 against 17,000. They lost 9,400. We lost 4,082. Blue Kiwi's crew, 722 kills. You got 0. Sorry, coin trader. So did you. Alright, Hexdex was the one who was protecting Blue Kiwi. And the artillery. Speaking of artillery, 600, 400, 500? That's more like it! 800 on the Polish veteran dragoons. I really enjoyed that massive cavalry clash on the left flank. I'm a little bit surprised it let me get away with it, but it went well. Smoke Cats, how did you do? 675. You were the top of the light infantry. I don't think you suffered any casualties either. Nope. Mastani. 562. But you were in a relatively quiet area. It was 4 against 1 in our favour where you were. Until right at the end when you dived in to try and save Blue Kiwi. You actually didn't suffer that many casualties overall. The real one that suffered was McNasty, but taking down 726 of a cavalry army, you know what, I'm okay with that. So let's go with the veterancy. Dang. We are actually out of reservists. Okay, I didn't fully replenish, but that's okay. And then Crazy Tom leveled up. Crazy Tom's my artillery guy. Ammunition consumption reduction and reload. It's also accuracy, but no. Ammo consumption on artillery is fantastic. Okay, Crazy Tom is a really good artillery commander. We fire a 12-pounder every 25 seconds. That's actually kind of insane. With an accuracy of 69. Nice. Did any of you level up? Yes. Did you level up enough? No. And yes, I do have some equipment to redistribute, but that's it. Miracle of Brandenburg. Win the campaign as Prussia. Victorious! Miracle of Brandenburg. We've got the Old Corps. Now these are the Grenadiers. Glory to the Kingdom of Prussia. The war concluded in Mazovia, where the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was cast down in a decisive struggle in the Battle of Bologna. So then we could do endless mode. What I have noticed is if you do end campaign, you can actually create a Hall of Fame. Because you can do endless mode, where you basically go into another campaign and keep playing. But it's with your current army, and at that point you are so unbelievably overpowered that there's not that much they can do against you. 72 for 157,000. 42,000 earned. 33 battles fought, 33 battles won, no lost. Nice. Most valuable regiment. Most valued, Macho! Oh, that's in terms of cost. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Highest kills, Maharo, 16,000 kills. Maharo, especially in the early game, carried our army. He was our heavy cavalry. He was the cavalry killing heavy cavalry. Highest losses was Blue Kiwi. Sorry! You were kind of the, I'm going to stand here. No, it was... Oh, Carnita may not be showing, because he died. Otherwise, I would think it's probably Carnita who probably lost the most. Does it show the dead units here? No. That's a little unfortunate. I think it should. Yeah, these are just the ones who survived till the end. Talbot. I think you might have been here from close to the start. 21 battles won. 32,000 kills, 8,000 losses. And this is only by this officer. It's not by the brigade. Because this would otherwise have been the oldest brigade. This is the first one. Anyway, so Blue Kiwi, highest losses. Grey Stroke, highest morale, 123 on the Grenadiers. Blue Kiwi, highest accuracy, 100. That's not true. One of the light infantry had higher accuracy. Fastest reload, Blue Kiwi, 112. That's definitely true. McNasty's Don Cossacks, highest charge, 100. So I think it's capping out at 100, even though it can actually go higher. And then Maharo's highest melee, 88. So Blue Kiwi, I definitely think deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. 15,000 kills, 10,000 losses. You are one of the original armies. One of the original units. You and Maharo. Maharo 100% deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Actually only killed slightly more than Blue Kiwi. Huh. I kind of think that McNasty should be as well. Whereas you were the heavy cavalry, you were the light cavalry. And then we have our Jaegers. It's actually Smoke Cats who was the highest performing. You weren't even in the most battles. At 92 reload. And then the Grenadiers, yeah, Hex Dex, 12,800. 26 battles won. Should these go in the Hall of Fame? I think all three of them probably, yes. They were around a long time. And in terms of generals, probably Talbot. All of the others are actually kind of new. Yeah, so I don't think would deserve to be. All right. Victory! So now if we go to the Hall of Fame, to Prussia, there they are. Oh, they can be removed. So Talbot's the officer. Then Intranite, Sci-Fi Fan, Smoke Cat, Smoke Nasty, Maharo, and Blue Kiwi. Hoping I can move you around, show equipment or something, but no. And I would absolutely have loved to have had some of my Swedes in the Hall of Fame, but if you go into the Endless mode, you can't add them, which is annoying. Because I had a heavy cavalry unit that was basically Maharo's equivalent, but even better. Sleipnir's Wrath. He was extremely effective. Like, Prussian heavy cavalry is okay. Swedish heavy cavalry is terrifying. Because it's not just cuirassiers, it's veteran cuirassiers for them. Alright, so we unlocked the Old Corps. Prussian army has many regiments hailing back to the days of the Soldier King, Frederick the Great's father. Those troops are highly disciplined and motivated by unit loyalty and spirit of corps. In many of the larger battles of the 7 Years' War, units of the Prussian Grenadiers spearheaded attacks on hazardous positions, even in the face of heavy enemy artillery fire. These are the elite shock troops of the Prussian army. So if we do these, heavy infantry combat effectiveness plus 15%. Non-heavy infantry upgrade cost plus 1. Upgrade cost is the amount of levels they need. Oh man, imagine that plus my plus 1 I usually do for difficulty. You would need an army that's like 90% grenadiers. Slight heavy infantry recruitment bias. And then we also got the Freikorps volunteers. During the wars of the 1740s and the 1750s, European armies recruit large numbers of Freikorps. These soldiers, sometimes freebooters, more like mercenaries, are famous for their specialized skills and uniforms, but frequently desert the army in search of greater pastures in Prussia and other nations. They're occasionally recruited from prisoners of war. So we get the Klein Krieg, 60% more prisoners. However, reservists, you lose 3 reservists per regiment in the army per day. Dominant Freikorps recruitment bias. That's kind of interesting. So, Britain. I'm currently doing British Expeditionary. I have now unlocked the Hanoverian Corps. Combat effectiveness and command radius. Command outside of the radius, dominant Hanoverian recruitment. Hanoverians are extremely flexible, because it's not just Hanover, it's also subsidy troops. So there's actually 3 German provinces, not just Hanover. I have not done anything with the Austrians, and I'd kind of like to, because I'd kind of like to see if we can make a really good artillery corps. And we also are multinational army, so regiments and officer recruitment options plus 3. However, you gain veterancy way slower, which with my, again, veterancy thing would make a big difference there. Prussia, we've just done with the 3 different versions. And we do have achievements still for Freikorps and Old Corps. Russia, I've not done anything with. The Hungry Bear, settlements are pillaged 50% faster in raiding stance, provision consumption plus 10. Mirror at War, casualties recovered plus 15%. No recruitment bias, you get anything. Kingdom of France, new brigade cost minus 20%. So the brigades are the big units, so you have 4 battalions per brigade. However, resource costs of everything is increased. Ouch. And they have assault en masse, infantry melee plus 1.5 per regiment in the army. So the more regiments, not battalions, the more infantry melee you get. Which is kind of interesting because it means your cavalry is not going to be as good. I would have assumed that French cavalry would be strong. Because it was France who had the cuirassiers. Then we got the HRE. I have not done anything with them. Imperial Register, drilling replaced with mustering, raising reservists and recruits, recruitment options at settlement minus 2. So mustering is a unique mechanic. I know nothing about it. Imperial Patchwork, combat effectiveness 0.5% per unique regiment in the army. So the more random stuff you have, the stronger you become. Sweden, I have now done in Delta. Access to the Swedish military school and Death March. Campaign movement speed minus 15%, which is actually a bigger penalty than you might expect. Infantry charge plus 15% in the command radius. They are very good at close combat. Slight in Delta, recruitment bias. And Delta is Swedish troops. We've also got the Varvade troops. This is the one that I actually completed the game with the first time around. Varvade are their German support units. Seniority system. Treatise and staff officer items minus 35% cheaper. Daily reform progress 10% slower. However, what you can do is you can convert treatise and staff officers into reform. So basically what you're doing is you're buying them and then converting into reform. I kind of like this army. It was kind of interesting. And then I've now unlocked the Pomeranian Corps. Lila Kriget. Infantry and... cavalry and light infantry reloads 40% in cover. Melee damage received plus 15%, so it's the opposite to the Swedish, where you don't want to be in close combat. Slight cavalry and light infantry recruitment bias. Cavalry and light infantry. Sweden itself cannot get light infantry. They are only the Pomeranians. And Pomerania has horse Jaegers. They are Jaegers who are mounted, so very good shots on horseback. Not very good in close combat though, and the units are fairly small. Is their downside. Very mobile though. And then the Commonwealth. This is Poland and Lithuania. Not done anything with them. Access to the Polish Sejm and Foray. Is it Sejm Sejm? I always forget how you pronounce this. Brigade slots are blocked from purchase. Oh, because you need to use their special stances, I think. And then foreign autourament. Gain 1 low-ranking officer the first time you visit any city. Gain them? Huh. So you'll have a lot of free troops, basically. So those are the options. I think I am intending to do this after the break, or is this tomorrow? Let me double check. Tomorrow. Potentially. Probably. So after the break we'll do Infection Free Zone, and then tomorrow we will start one of these campaigns. What I think I want to do now is ask you guys if there's any nations you particularly want to see, and any sub-factions within those nations you want to see. So we've just done Prussia, regular Cantonist levies. We have now unlocked Freikorps and Old Corps. I've done British Expedition, but I've now unlocked the Hanoverians. I've done Swedish in Delta and completed Varvade. I've now also unlocked the Pomeranian Corps. I think for myself, I'd kind of like to see Austria. I'd also kind of like to see France. I'd also kind of like to see Polish Commonwealth. Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, rather. This one we fought against a lot as Prussia, and I still don't know what their army actually looks like. Austria I've had very little to do with at all. Kind of the same with France. I've been fighting France a little bit with Britain. And Russia was my main enemy as Sweden. Love to see Lilla Kriget Sweden. So cavalry and light infantry. Austria or Britain. I mean, my single player at the moment is Britain. Although I've not done much with the Hanoverians. At all. So that could be interesting. Command effectiveness and command radius. So kind of similar to Sweden with their infantry charge. So let's do this as a poll. So let me set that up. And we'll basically make this decision for tomorrow's game. So, new poll. This will be on Twitch. I will link you YouTube when we get to that. So, the options were Sweden, Lilla Kriget. It was Austria. I'm going to put France on the list because I'd kind of like to see them. Same with Poland and Lithuania. I'm going to say probably not England, just because I'm playing as them in my single player at the moment. Although, we've been really strong. Audrey, to cast the game is most excellent. Hope to watch you lead more force in the future. Thank you, with the eye. Appreciate that. Yeah, tomorrow, 12 PM Central European Time. I'll be streaming again. So, Sweden, Lilla Kriget, Austria, France, Poland, Lithuania. I'm going to add Russia, because I am curious about them. They're big armies. And it was against Russia I was kind of struggling with Sweden, because Sweden's supposed to be a lot of close combat. Russia is a lot of close combat. As in, big units just charging you. Very annoying. At least Poland and Lithuania was kind of more elite than cavalry. So those are going to be the options. Do I want to do Great Britain? You guys were asking for Great Britain. You know what? I'll add Great Britain instead of Russia. Because I do like the British Army. It is quite strong. This would be with... what are they called? Pomerania? Takes a second for this to load. It would be with Hanoverian Corps. Can't get Corps in there, so it's just Hanoverian. So these are the options. It's going to be plain Austria, France, or Poland, Lithuania, or Sweden, Lilla Kriget, or Great Britain, Hanover. So get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. Which one would you like to see? And if you're on the uptubs at the moment, you can find the poll there. So get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. What would you like to see? Sweden Lilla Kriget is the light infantry and cavalry. Austria is artillery and light infantry. France is infantry and potentially heavy cavalry. Poland and Lithuania is definitely heavy cavalry. Or just cavalry. And then Great Britain Hanoverians is Germanic troops of various different flavours. Get your votes in. And this is one of the few times that I will willingly play as Austria. Ever since I played against Austria as Brandenburg in EU3, I found it difficult to play as Austria. Damn you, Emperor! I didn't know what... what was it called? Bad Boy. The thing that causes coalitions was... And Austria led a coalition that absolutely obliterated me, and I've never forgiven them. Which is appropriate to this era. Well, later. This is 1700s. Aggressive expansion, thank you, Mr. Stanley. Alright, the votes are almost in. Just a couple of seconds left. I sense that democracy is happening. It feels that way, doesn't it? Alright, the votes are in. Last place, Great Britain with 0 points. Then in fourth place we have Poland with 2%. Sweden, Lilla Kriget, sorry, with 9%. France with 24%, but ultimately it is Austria carrying the day with 65% of the vote. Witty coming in with an 11,000 channel point investment. Thank you for that. Even without democracy at play, Austria would have won pretty handily. More than double the votes of second place France. So, swayed it a little bit, but not as much as you might think. Cool, so Austria will be what we do. Do I want to do that after the break and then do infection-free zone tomorrow? Kind of. Maybe I'll do that. Sod it, let's do Austria after the break. So 6 PM Central European time, so in an hour and a half, if I get my dinner done in time. We will then start the game with Austria instead. So, hour and a half from now, we're playing as Austria. Why not? This will be fun. So yeah, I hope you join me for that. If you have enjoyed this, please consider hitting that follow button. If you have really enjoyed this, then do consider subscribing. If you're watching on the YouTubes, then subscribe. That would be fantastic. If you want to follow other things, I do have a Patreon at patreon.com/MordredViking. Twitch is at twitch.tv/MordredViking. YouTube's at youtube.com/MordredViking. And then we have a Discord, which will be linked in chat. If someone could do !end, that'd be awesome. Or if you're on the uptubs, it'll be in the description below. To Asri, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. And then, yes, after the break, we will play as Austria and see where we get from there. I will probably be doing it Iron Man with 3 difficulty. And early subscribers will get characters and armies and divisions named after them. So I hope you join me for that one. Get in early, get your names in. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Until then, bye-bye. We should probably rate him on. Let's see who's live. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. No. Yes. No. Maybe. Is anyone else playing Master of Command? Master of Command. Eye Herring. Sure, we'll raid Eye Herring. Playing as Britain, for those of you who wanted to see Britain. So head on over there, say hello from Mordred Viking. Love to see his chat, absolutely lit up by the Viking Raid, which you can do by copying and pasting Viking Raid just like this, as soon as I get the shortcuts up. There they are. Or if you're a subscriber, you can bring in the long ships, just like this, but it will only work if you're a subscriber. Alright, that's it for me. I will see you 6 PM Central European time, so an hour and a half-ish from now, for some more fun and games. Until then, bye-bye.